Well, for more on the foreign interference allegations, let's connect with Ujjal Dosanjh, who's in Vancouver, a former NDP Premier and Attorney General of British Columbia, and a former Liberal Member of Parliament. Ujjal, the Globe and Mail, as you know, is reporting that CSIS believes that India meddled in the 2022 Conservative leadership race by fundraising and organizing support for Pierre Poilievre. Does that seem plausible to you?
It does seem plausible to me. Obviously, the government of India has been concerned about the Khalistani extremist elements. And of course, they are implicated in having organized the assassination of Mr. Nijjar. So when you add all of that together, it does seem plausible to me. But at the same time, I'm somewhat baffled as to the benefit that they might get by having, by organizing for someone like Pierre Poilievre, because when you get elected, it is your own national interest that's in the forefront for you. You're not going to do any favors to India if it's not in the best interest of Canada.
Yeah, as a premier, as an MP as well, I assume for every prominent politician, you must always be watching very carefully when people come up to you at events, when people shake your hand, whisper in your ear, when people make donations. You have to kind of figure out, does anybody have ulterior motives? Did you ever run into, as a politician, attempts at interference from foreign agents?
No, I did not. I think perhaps we were living in more peaceful times, less violent times. I didn't have a situation where somebody tried to donate funds to me and then seek any kind of concessions or favors. Not that I could do any. I was only a premier of the province. I mean, had nothing to do with international relations, really, in a manner of speaking. Even when I was the Federal Minister of Health and Member of Parliament, no, I did not have any of that occasions happening to me. But I can imagine if you have a situation that exists between Canada and India where you have a significant element of Khalistani extremism trying to do damage to the integrity of the country, I can imagine them wanting to do A, B, or C. But I do believe that it's plausible that they did that, just as it's plausible that other countries try and interfere in our elections as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that some students of politics or people who know your history kind of smiled when you said maybe you lived in a more peaceful time, because you were violently attacked here in British Columbia, for a political stance that you took, a moderate stance regarding Indian politics. And, it wasn't the government that was involved in attacking you, but still, you know how disputes in a foreign country can have an impact on the other side of the ocean. Generally speaking, and maybe there's some advice here for people who are watching, how vigilant should we be, even as voters, about the potential for foreign interference in this current election campaign?
We should be very vigilant, particularly on the social media, bots and the like, and interference via social media from actors abroad. They don't have to be present in Canada. They don't have to be offering you money. They don't have to be getting votes for you personally taking part in your campaign. They can sit thousands of miles away and impact the social media, which impacts a lot of us nowadays because many of us are wedded to it. And that's a real problem. I think we need to be cautious. We need to be concerned. We need to be vigilant.
Great hearing your perspective, Ujjal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ujjal Dosanjh, former Premier and Attorney General of British Columbia and former federal minister in the Liberal government, and he is in Vancouver.